Hi, this is Sharon at Club Pilates in North Buffalo Grove Road, and I'm going to show you a mat series that you can do at home. So while you're home during these times, you'll have the opportunity to continue in your Pilates practice. So as with any time we work out, we're always taking care of our bodies and not doing anything that hurts and modifying or omitting whatever doesn't work in our body. So we'll be going through, like I said, some basic mat and all ranges of motion in the spine. So we're starting sitting upright. So knees bent, if that feels better. Maybe a folded towel under the hips. Arms elongated, spine tall. Nice breath in through the nose. And then as we exhale, we'll round the spine forward gently. Coming into that flexed spine, pausing for breath, breathing into the sides of our ribs. And then slowly as we exhale, we're going to rebuild to the top. So we want to do this really nice and slow with our breath. Inhale again. Think of that Pilates pursed lip exhalation, drawing the lower abdominals in. As we exhale, spine flex forward. And it's not important we go really far. It's important that we find a beautiful flexion, and we're taking the opportunity to breathe into the sides of our ribs. So think of that side rib expansion. Inhaling and exhaling, drawing the belly button backwards. One more breath in. And then slowly as we exhale, through that pursed lip exhalation, we're going to build the spine to nice and tall. Roll the shoulders open and relax, arms extended out. Now we're going to keep our hips level, and as we exhale, we're going to rotate to our right. We're just going to twist the spine. And inhale, come back to the center. Exhale and rotate the spine. So again, we're finding our own range of motion that works in our bodies. Exhale. Let's hold in the twist and really lengthen the spine and use a little exhalation and deepen the twist. Inhaling, coming back to the center. We'll do that little 3 pulse. Exhale, 2, 3. Let's reach the arms up, feeling lengthen the spine and open. Let's rotate again. Exhale, pulse twist. 2, 3, open, arms up, and rotate, exhale, twist, 2, 3, and arms up, and arms relaxed by the side. Take the moment to roll the shoulders. We are feet about hips width, so we're implementing the saw now. So that's going to combine our spine flex forward with that rotation. So I want you to eyeball that right foot, sit up really tall with a breath in to prepare. As we exhale, we're going to come into that twist, spy that right foot, and as we exhale, we're rounding forward in our flexion, looking right at our kneecap. Inhale to build, and then unwind. So we'll twist first, add the spine flex forward, and return while we're in the twist and unwind. One more time each side. Rotate, exhale, flex and stretch. Make sure that opposite hip stays on the mat. Come out of the forward flexion and unwind the spine. Rotate and spine flex forward. Release and open up. Relax the arms for a moment. Take a moment. So a couple of things to keep in mind. Again, both hips stay level, so one isn't shifting. We're not sitting back into our lower spines. We're keeping spine tall. Now that we have the mechanics of the saw, we're going to try and deepen the position. So inhale, nice and tall. Rotate and exhale, flex. And we'll try and stretch with each exhale, just as we did our twist, a little bit further into the forward saw. Inhale, build and rotate, and one more time, increasing as we exhale, feeling a deeper stretch. Exhale for 3, 2, and 1. and rebuild and unwind, relax the arms, roll the shoulders. Next, we're coming into bridging. You're all bridging experts. I'm quite confident of that. So the first thing we want to do is set up our wonderful spine alignment. Arms relaxed by our sides. Knees are bent, heels are close and in line to the sit bones. Breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to tuck that pelvis and sequentially lift the spine off the mat. Holding up top for a breath, trying to line knee, underarm, and hip, pausing. Lowering sequentially as we exhale so the vertebrae come down in their order. And then relax the hips back to neutral. So we have that exhale with that pelvic tuck, squeeze the glutes and thighs, lifting up to our bridge. Pausing for a few breaths, again looking for our lateral expansion breath. And slowly as we exhale, sequentially lowering down. Now we're going to build upon that. Tuck, exhale, roll, lift and hold. Now our biggest goal here is to keep the pelvis level. Sometimes hands under will help that awareness. You can choose. We're going to take and raise the right leg to the sky. So we want to make sure that we don't tip into that right side. We're going to flex the foot and lengthen the leg across the room and then point and draw back. Flex, inhale, and you really got to push with that left leg. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. And then bend the knee, put foot down slowly and sequentially, roll down so you get to come out, take a break. Breathe in, exhale, peel, peel, peel. Get that lift, check in, hips are nice and level. Let's lift, point, flex, lengthen, inhale, exhale, point back. Remember to really turn on the glutes on the right side. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen. Pull back. Two more. And foot down. And slowly, slowly, lowering sequentially down. Take a moment to tuck the knees into the hips. Maybe lift the head. Relax the spine. Just relax on the back. Roll that out. Feet are down. Ab prep. So our spine is nice and neutral. We're cradling our head and settling down into our mats with a little head nod, yes. As you exhale, flex the torso, sink the belly, and make sure we're not tucking the pelvis. Inhale back. So this is a very basic foundational ab curl. Inhale, come back. Do that a couple more times. Exhale. And inhale. So knowing that this basic ab crunch is always available to us, no matter what we may go through along the way. So at any point, this is always a go-to simple ab exercise. Next, we're going to go back into pelvic stability. We're going to slide our left leg straight. Give our right leg a hug for a moment. Take a breath. Extend the leg. Arms are going to be out by your sides for stability. And we want the hips to be very stable. With a pointed foot, we're going to come across the midline as we inhale and exhale, complete the circle. How big your circle should be is dependent on where you don't rock all over the place. So maybe keep your fingers here on your hips. So it's not about how big, but about how stable you are. Stop here, we'll go outward. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. And I'm going through full circumduction of the hip. Again, to my range of motion where I feel like I'm staying in control. Bend the knee. Let's give it a little tuck in between. Same thing, so that basic leg circle again, hips nice and level, starting across the midline. Inhale, exhale, stable hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale the beginning, exhale the back. Pausing up top, going outside the midline first, and then into the center. Inhale, you may find that one way or the other seems to make more sense in your body. And last one, give it a bend, give it a tuck, rock side to side on your spine. And then we're going to roll onto one side, push ourselves up. Next, we're going to lay on our stomachs. We're preparing for some swan dive preps. Well, we won't really dive today. How about that? Let's not dive. Let's keep it kind of chill. We have like maybe hips width and our elbows are bent. Our job is really to keep the lower body nice and secure, and we're not pushing with our hands. So with whatever is available, we're going to inhale and extend the upper spine, and exhale, lower. So from the floor, without any props, the range of motion is generally pretty small. Inhale. So I want you to be really careful that the gaze really stays here at the front edge of your mat, so it doesn't look like this. We don't want to shove the head way back. And like I said, they're small. The next piece of this puzzle is once we get to where we feel upper spine activation, can we take away the hands just to check to see that whatever lift we have, we've done with our spine extensors. Exhale, lower. Inhale, let's lift. And exhale, lower. You can always keep the hands down. No harm in that as long as you're not pushing with them. And you notice I have not lifted my legs, my feet at all. It's really upper spine. So let's pause for a second, push up, take a nice little cat stretch. So during the spine extension sequence, take as many of these little cat stretch breaks as you need, because you don't want to build any stress on the back. So from that basic swan prep, we're going to add a little more movement. So thinking of turning the muscles on all the way from toes to fingers, we'll lengthen out. We'll inhale, fan, and extend. Bend the elbows. Feel like you're going to dive into a pool here. All the muscles are turned on. Sweep around. I'm going to use my gaze point. I follow my own instructions. Inhale, and not overdo my head or neck. And exhale, dive in. Inhale, and exhale, dive in. Let's do one more. Inhale, and exhale, dive in. Cat stretch break. Round the spine. So from 4 points, spine neutral, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So this action we'll see during our swimming. Right arm up, left leg back. And we're going to lower the hand and foot as we exhale and inhale. So we're trying to stay very steady in our center and not lift so high that we create any kind of shoving into the back. You're keeping the spine neutral. Abdominals engage. Good. That's roughly 4. We'll try the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. I'm trying to move from the shoulder and the hip joint simultaneously and thinking length instead of height, stretching from fingers all the way into my heel bone. And then pause for little child's pose break. So that stillness of center is applicable when we're lying down too. so that once we get moving at a little more pace, we don't want to flop around like a fish out of water. So thinking of a slight spine extension, raise the right arm and left leg, and exhale, switch. So if I feel more comfortable touching down in between, I can. If I want to pace this like hundreds, I could. I'm going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Let's do one more. Breathing in and exhale. And pause. Everything comes down. Hands and knees, big cat stretch. Rounded spine. You may want to keep that rounded spine to back into a little bit of a child's pose. And then come back to a 4-point. Do a little cat-cow. To exhale. And resolve the spine so it feels nice and balanced. Now, I'm not going to hold plank with you. You're very good at planks. I trust that you can do this on your own with a timing, stopwatch on your cell phone. But what I am going to show you today is called leg pull front. It's a classic mat exercise, and it somewhat replicates what we do on the reformer when we're in a plank. So we're going to take that nice plank line, and we will be rocking on the balls of the feet. So if we think rock forward and back, okay, that's the essence of the exercise. And it's just a shoulder, a little bit of shoulder flexion over the wrists. We're going to take and extend the right leg. So as we push back onto our left heel, our right heel flexes. Inhale, point, reach, flex, point, 3, reach, 4, stop and switch, push back, point. I'm trying really hard to keep my hips level. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hands down, knees down, child's pose. Relax and stretch and breathe. Excellent. That also could be done on the forearms as an option. Crossing our ankles. So still coming into some plank type of work. I've bent both knees and my top leg, I'm ankle to ankle. I want to make sure that I've put my hand in front of my shoulder. Spine is tall. My bottom knee will touch the ground. As I inhale, side bend, and I'm pressing through the inner thighs, and exhale, come down. So when you come up, eyeball down to see that shoulder and wrist line. Come down. The knees can always remain down, or you can do more of a straight leg line when you come up. So I believe I did 3 with knees down, do 3 with legs straightening, and coming back. Then we'll just split like we would on the reformer for mermaid. Do a nice side bend, and a nice little rotation and stretch. Walk the hands back, position the bottom arm, swing around for good measure. Go the opposite way. Same setup, other side. So crossing at the ankles, checking the line, truly coming sideways. So inhale up, do your little line check, exhale, come down, make adjustments. focus on inner thighs. Activating here, stretching. Inhale and exhale. The next three, you can continue to do knees down or option to straighten. But remember, ultimately our goal is that side bend feeling. So we want to laterally flex the spine. One more. Come on down. Set up the mermaid position. Take that side stretch. Again, remembering when we take our side bend, we're not letting that outside hip lift. Rotate. Exhale, stretch. Walk the hands back a little, move the back hand in the middle, and one more swing to this side. Side lying leg series, great series. So we want to have everything nice and stacked. You can prop your head up like this if it feels better for you. Any kind of support down here, maybe a folded towel is nice. The biggest thing is that our hips are one on top of another. And I'm truly centered, underarm, hip, knee to ankle. Hand in front here always gives additional support. Nothing wrong with that. We want to avoid the hips rolling back or kind of collapsing forward. So we have that long line. Hand in front, we're going to flex the foot and lift. So in true neutral alignment, the level of side leg lift like this will be a little higher than the hip. If you can get all the way up here, you've come out of neutral, you've laterally rotated. So we really want to keep that neutral line. So we're going to come up, figure that out, keep that foot flexed, and lower, and exhale, lift. Lower, inhale, exhale. Lower, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 6 of each of these. You're always welcome once you know the series to do more. Hold up, and we're going to do a little pulse. 6, exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keeping that leg here, we're going to flex at hip and knee. So if I come way in, I'm probably going to collapse my hip stack. So I want to come in maybe to where I feel I don't collapse. So maybe hip knee line, and then press out. So that's the next step. Sideways shelf, think of it that way. We'll inhale, exhale, and press. Inhale, exhale, and press. Now if all goes well, and I've done this type of thing with you all in class, you know that you're going to start feeling it here at some point. So you know the job's getting done. Lift, lower, in, out. Lift, lower, and match your breath to your movement. In, out. Let's do one more of the combo. Lift, lower, in, out. Now hold the leg up. Little pulse for 8, 7. I said 6, but I went into auto mode. 8 is more fun anyway, right? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swing forward. This is going to be a lot dependent on your hamstring length. So again, we're trying not to topple that hip sandwich or that hip stack, pancakes. 3. Hand in front will help that too. 4, 5, and one more for 6. Good. Now just lift, lower, forward, back. Last combo. Lift, lower, forward, back. 3, lift, lower, all of a sudden your leg starts to weigh 10 pounds, right? 4, or it feels it's gotten heavier. 5, one more, 6, and then just drag it in and give it a big hug. This will release the hip. Also, another good stretch is that figure 4 stretch. You want to roll onto your backs. The leg that was doing all the moving gets crossed over right above the knee where the other one was on the ground, and pull that leg towards you, and you'll feel that hip resolve. So make it feel good in your bodies. And then we'll push up and do the other side. It's a great series. Side lying down the center is the way we began. Comfortable supportive head, stacking, flexing, mindful support, lifting, checking, breathing, lower. Lower and lift. Do it again, about 6 of these. And then we're going to hold that lift, okay, checking our lines, not toppling, pressing, exhale. When I need the most help, I'm exhaling. Because there isn't any spine movement, you could flip the breath around a little. Inhale, exhale, flex the foot. Combination. Up, down, in, press. Remember, heel bone energy. We have 3 more of these in combo. And again, once you know the series, you can well add into this. One more. Now we're holding that leg up a little higher than hip. Here's where we added in that little pulse for 8, 7, 6. With breath, each little pulse gets a breath. Now coming in, inhale without collapsing. Squeeze back. Inhale, flex, point, squeeze back. Now we're going to add that combination of lift, lower, inhale, exhale, flex, lift, lower, without toppling the hips. 3, 4, one. You're going to find you're going to have a stronger side. So I feel like I could have certainly kept going on this one. So if you're feeling the same way, you don't have to worry about keeping the sides even. So if I had more energy in this leg, I could have kept going. I would have done a couple of more just to get that level of fatigue, because that is the goal, is obviously to get those muscles fatigued. So get that initial hug in, and then we'll go back into that crossover stretch, figure 4. Relaxing, stretching, guiding, feeling that hip stretch. And then we're going to release. Let's take a nice bridge pose just to get a nice open position in our hips. Kind of reset our bodies. Our ab series is next, working here on the mat, on the supine position. If you remember from earlier, our basic ab curl set. So we always want to keep the work into our center without tucking our hips, tipping our pelvis. We want to try to pull the belly down, okay? The spine, whenever we have contact with one or both feet, the spine should be neutral. So we're not trying to shove the back down when we lift, okay? Even if I took one foot off in tabletop, I could still keep the spine neutral, okay? At no point do you want to feel any of the ab work in your back. So always remember your basic ab position if that starts to happen. This is your go-to spot. We are going to start with the right leg in tabletop. We're going to exhale, flex up, inhale down. So our job now is to keep that right leg nice and stable. Driving through the ribs, exhale our lift, inhale our lower. Now we're going to stay up, put a little pulse in there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to lay back now, keep that leg up, we're going to add twist. So trying to keep the elbow out of the work, think of shoulder coming over across that hip. Exhale, 3. Lifting and twisting, 4 simultaneously. 5. We're going to hold up into our twist, extend our leg. See if we can twist up a little higher for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back when we extend back the arm and leg. I still have my right hand behind my head. I don't want to relax that right leg, and I don't want to hit the ground. I want my hips to stay level, my spine to stay neutral. I'm going to lift up the leg now, reaching towards that right ankle. So if your hamstrings are tighter and you need to keep the leg a little softer, that works too. Listen to your body. We're going to come up and hold again, putting in that pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Putting everything down, taking a bridge in between because we want those hip flexors to take a moment to open. Relax your arms. Always checking in we're not yanking on our head, putting stress in our neck. Left leg up. First thing we did was just flex. Exhale, think of driving rib into hip. Inhale back. Spine is neutral here. Hold back, adding that twisting component. Up and rotate. Shoulder over hip. Exhale, rotate. So I'm sure you're going to be better at counting than I am. Because for all you accountants out there, I'm sure that I've miscounted here and there. So my bad, but I trust you know how to count for yourselves. Hold up, take a little reach over and extend. Now we're trying to get up higher into our twist. Begin to soften that knee if it makes more sense, but we're just increasing the degree of our twist. Exhale, each little reach. Now we're going to take it back and extend the arm and leg. Again, we're mindful of our spine position, coming up and twisting. Opening back. Exhale, rotating, fully supporting the head, neck. Exhale. Let's hold up, a little pulse, a little deeper, reach again. Focus the reach coming from your ribs, sinking belly. Come down, tuck everything in, relax your back. When we take both feet off the ground, here's where you want your imprint spine. So in class, we usually don't have a lot of opportunities to talk about very specific spine arrangements and alignments in terms of mat exercises, because we're mostly on other pieces of equipment. But in a mat setting, when both feet come off the floor, we want to do what's called an imprint. So we're sinking our sternum and our ribs. So this has to sink, this has to tuck, okay? Now I don't feel any space between my lower back and the mat. Now if I just lay naturally, that space is there. And everybody's space is gonna vary, okay? If you're someone who has a really big curve in their low back, anytime we do imprint, it may help you with a small towel underneath your back so that it has a contact point, because we need that contact point. So we're gonna drop our sternum and ribs, tuck our pelvis, cradle our head, flex our torso up, raise right leg and left leg. The space is gone. I'm breathing in through the nose and exhaling. So now, as I keep the legs up, I'm gonna constantly keep that imprint. So when I go back, I can't pop up my ribs a ton. I have to maintain that connection in the mat. And this is definitely harder when you have no contact point. So again, constantly think about those things, and then if I'm starting to feel it in my back, I'll take a break, or I'll just put my feet down for a little bit, okay? So stop and take a stretch break, lengthen everything out. So you have informed choices when you do your hundreds. So imprinted spine, legs up, and just like holding plank, I'm not gonna do the whole series. Breathing in for 5, exhaling for 5. Okay, you know that you have leg variations. You know that one foot could come down and maybe one hand goes behind. The key is to stay in the flexion, keep the arms pumping, and make sure you feel a challenge in your middle. Again, anytime it goes into the back, feet come down. As long as we have this connection, that connection awareness, reach back and stretch. Go ahead, pick up the hips. Take a nice big breath. And then come on down. Tuck your knees in, roll side to side. So I'm gonna go through the classic 5 series with you. Single leg, double leg stretch, bicycle, and scissors. I think that's 5. Counting is off today terribly. It must be the atmosphere of the universe today. All right, so classic 5. So keeping in mind our imprint spine. So knowing that we can make informed choices, take a break when we have to. So on single leg stretch, we do start with that imprint. Now, one leg is going to come in, and I'm holding inside my knee and outside my ankle. My other leg is extended, but it's not lower than my hip, because I need to keep my imprint. And then I switch. And then I switch. And then I switch. What do I do if my head gets really tired? I can do this. I can also keep my head down, but work to keep my imprint if I just needed a break. Okay, so that is your single leg stretch. So hold here. When we add the double leg, we want to stay flexed up. No matter what our arms do, our body doesn't go back, meaning this, okay? So we're going to come around, keep our imprint. Feel like you're taking off a hat. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Again, here's my head support option if I need it. Good. Come down, take a little break. Rock side to side on your spine. The scissors, we're going to do those next. Extend that leg. Shoot the other one. So we're going to pulse, 2, 3, and switch. Pulse, 2, 3. So we're trying to draw the leg closer. So again, maybe I just want to give it one little hug and a hold, and a hug and a hold. But again, here we're trying to keep the flexion, keep the imprint, use support. Maybe I don't even want to grab the legs. Maybe my scissors look like this. As long as I have my imprint and I'm not dropping my legs lower than my hip line, all is good. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck in, take a break. Let's give those hip flexors a stretch. So as often as you need to, think of posing groups. So these have been flexed for a while, they need a break. Bicycle next. Flex the torso up. Here again, both feet are coming off the ground, so we need that imprinting spine. We're going to rotate and switch. So my option, if I need some help from my back, I'll just toe tap down. If not, I'm pushing and pushing and turning and pushing and turning. Exhale and rotate. Think shoulder cross. Lift and twist and exhale. Lift and twist and exhale. Last one. And then tuck it in. Press down the feet. Lift up. Hold that bridge. Rolling onto our sides. Coming up. Sitting up. Half roll back. So in flexion in our spine, knees in line to hips, arms extended, underarms, hips in line. We're going to sequentially roll back, rounding, holding. We don't want our feet to float up. So where we can maintain C-curve, keep our feet down, is how low we should go. We'll round forward, trying to get underarms in front of hips, and then build the spine. Roll back, so it's really a hollowing out here. Pausing, finding our spot, breathing. Exhaling, pressing forward, underarms in front of hips, and then build the spine. So this is something you'd see on your reformer, right? With legs straight. So if you wanted to use that type of arm, this closer in arm, that works as well. Big breath. Exhale, lengthen forward, and build. Now, sitting up tall, taking that C curve, we're going to pull, bow and arrow, the right arm. Pull down. Inhale, sit up tall. Pull, round, C curve. Feet down, both hips square, so I'm not creating any shift here. Inhale up, hollow down, roll and row. Come up, roll and row. One more time each side. Rotate, row. And one more. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And exhale, just flex forward and reach to our feet. Taking a nice stretch. Coming back onto all fours. Taking a couple of cat-cows to relax our spine. Sending our arms forward. We're going to push our shoulders slightly beyond our wrists. Keep our hips level and open. Bending our elbows without touching the ground. Pressing up. And then push back and stretch. Driving the shoulders forward. Making sure that the buns don't stay behind you. They come down with you. Almost touching, pressing up, pushing back. One more time. If that is done with lots of core activation and spine stability, you're also going to feel this a ton in your triceps. Push back and stretch. We're going to pick up those hips, walk the hands back towards the feet, soften the knees and sequentially roll up, rolling